Hey friends, welcome back to the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the new setup. We've just changed a few things around. Not including the webcam. If you guys prefer the webcam, let me know, but got a few more likes without the webcam, which is fine. And kind of shit. And yeah, thanks for all the feedback and comments, guys. Keep it coming. If you see any leaks in my game or anything wrong, or you think I can definitely improve on certain spots, I'll be all ears. Even throw examples of what time of the video that I made a misplay, and then I'll be able to have a look and then hopefully research some of the stuff that we can look at. All right, so yesterday's session was pretty bad. Yesterday's session was pretty bad. We seemed to, the first half an hour, 45 minutes, we were going really bad. And then we sort of fixed it up for a while. I'm playing quite wide out of small blinds, so I'm going to probably tighten up, especially in the blinds, especially the small blind. And probably calling 3-bets out of position was another thing as well. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. I was thinking about 3-betting in position with suit connectors and all that. But out of position, actually there's 3-way. I've got position here, cool. So I've got an 8. This might be expensive. All right, we're going to call this one. All right, we'll call this one. Create pot. Hopefully it doesn't bet again. All right, we're going to call. Okay, it's not a card. I think we can give this one up. It's a good chance to get a 3-way pot, though. Yeah, I don't think I could bet there. It could have ace-king, ace-queen, or ace-jack just trying to slow play. You could also have 2 diamonds trying to draw to the flush. But yeah, after this, I think what I'm going to guess, he's got like I think Shinai's got ace-king, and it was like pot control. The other guy's probably chased a straight. Or he's just bluffing. They were chasing both. Okay, so it's the other way around, but King Jack sort of missed the straight. Yeah, so I gut shot on that flush draw. So it was the other way around. King Jack sort of played a little bit silly. So we'll green that one. And we'll put a rare on that one just in case, because he had a decent hand and he's playing quite tight. He's got 2% of hands that he 3-bet. So it sort of makes sense that he didn't 3-bet or at least raise, because he only raises the top end of his range. All right, got pocket kings. Ace-7's going to drop this. It's going to be no good. That's what I get for being out of position, though. All right, pocket kings win for the small blind. All right, so today's goal typically will be about 240, I'm guessing. So we'll try and at least get 3 big blinds. Also, just earlier in the day, the time I didn't record the mystery Battle Royale, I actually won the Battle Royale. Don't get excited though. It was only $2, so I won $1 worth of knocking people out, so out of bounties. And then I took the whole thing out for $1. So I don't see why it's worth it. We're only playing it because it's bonus, but 8's could have bet this one. Could have the best hand. He could be drawing to some flushes. Could be pop controlling some kings there, though. I think we'll take it down when we can. So, yeah, the Mystery Battle Royale. We did win it. It's pretty convincing, too. We ended up really deep stacked by the end of it. Almost spoiled it on the final table. And then all of a sudden we had like 80 big blinds with about 4 people left. And it was like hardly anywhere to go. This is another spot I was thinking for out of when I wasn't recording. Definitely going to be calling here, especially with dead money. Because a lot of times he's going to have aces and kings. And if we hit a set and he's out of position, we're going to be putting pressure on him. But we're just going to make sure we don't keep chasing though. But we can call if it's cheap enough on them. If they do the small C bet, we can definitely bet here. If he's got ace king, we actually got the best of it, I think. Okay. All right, check it behind. It's unfortunate. We sort of fell for it there, but let's have a look. King Jack. It is a spot though. Yeah, it's definitely a bit strange. King Jack's pretty wide though. We'll green it though. This is playing a bit wide. A lot of players will only play like ace king, ace queen, that spot. Jack five's gone. All right, nine five's gone. 9-3 is gone. All right, so we've got pocket fives now. All right, gonna open up ace two. Good pull behind fives. All right, so our friend purple, he doesn't fold. That's what the purple color is now. That I've color coded. If they're purple, it means they're going to be pulling stations, or at least people that don't like to fold. Go overbet this one because he's a calling station, but call up time, mustn't have had a jack or a queen. All right, we'll flat ace five, we'll complete. You'd rather have the ace of heart, because then turn comes a heart, we're doing pretty good. And do we call? No, we don't. Even though we could get three and then four. Like I said, ace of heart or drama because turn card. All right, so you got bottom pair with the eight. Should check raise this one with a two. All right, let's bet the eight. Let's bet with the two. All right, gonna raise over the top of the jacks. Pretty small blind though, but we do have a medium pair hand. All right, we'll fold that one. So the only hand so far that we're a little bit unhappy about was the sixes. We did burn a little bit of money though. So just thinking that, our opponent might actually fold ace king, and we're trying to defend the hand what we can. Because if that ace king, I think he's folding there a lot of the time. Probably the other thing I need to look at is just, wait, look me at his stats as well. So he plays quite wide, so you can look at the three betting side to get an idea of how wide he's going to bet. All right, queens. Going to open this one. All right, aces, here we go from under the gun. Even under the gun's probably the tightest the ranges. All right, queens hand suited. Got position here, which is nice. Aces, going to try to go for three streets of value, but there's a dry board though. We'll call the queen. Got two pair now. It's going to be interesting how he plays here. I think we can check fold this one. Or don't check fold, but we could probably fold it. All right, jack eight. Was trying to get another diamond on the board. 30, hopefully looking for a check here. We could still have the best hand, but he could have his out kick to the queen. He could have ace queen here. Or queen jack would be terrible. Or he has 5-4. He's got no reason to be in the hand. So we've got sometimes not folding is the best. Problem is you got to be very careful now because we did the instant. We did like a hero call. If we get too sticky, we're just going to be burning too much money. And that's what happened a bit last night as well. We weren't folding nearly enough. We were holding on to too many hands. And then also we had a lot of reasons to be in hands, but we were just missing our draws, even monster draws. Gonna bet this one, got a flush draw with ace two. All right, so 3 bets. What's his 3 betting range? Quite aggressive. We're gonna 4 bet this one. I think he's gonna fold. Happy to take down queens there, but All right, just going to check behind here. Hopefully get another club. All right, we've got a set. Not folding now. All right, we'll bet this one. And if it shoves, we're going to call. And all right, it's going in. I don't care if it's got the flush. Nice. Very likely we didn't hit the clubs. If we hit the clubs, we'll go and broke as well. So I don't think we've always got kings there. I thought maybe he had king, an ace at least, ace king, but you can't always put him on a club draw. This is a spot, dead money at a call. All right, to get an open ender. And we're in position. Got to be careful a queen comes out. All right, going to bet this one. He's going to drop a lot of his overcards. Like an ace king, he's going to be in a tough spot. And that's what I was thinking about. Rather put our opponents in tough spots. All right, we can get a free card here. He's going to get check here a lot of time. Unfortunately, yeah. We did get the cheap, we did get the turn card come out. Could have been a spade. Unfortunately, we didn't hit. I think we played that fine. All right, king 6 suited. All right, we're going to call behind. Backdoor flush draw. Are we going to check it? All right, I got to bet this one. We're out of position, so you'd rather be aggressive out of position sometimes, especially when you're drawing. All right, got a gut shot with ace 10. He didn't 3-bet, which means he's going to be on the looser side. He's not going to have the tightest of ranges. It's again, I might fold though, but I'm trying to draw to a queen. We could already have a flush. We could be drawing dead here. All right, just going to fold. He could be drawing dead, so even still, I think we'd just be in a bit of trouble. He was quite deep though. All right, 7-2 suited. Think we call behind. It's one of those ones you just hope to just while they're knitting there, but all right, probably leave this table and then we'll start and open up a new one anyway. All right, and we used the cash. We had a cash ticket as well, which was $1. So that sort of helped as well. And we'll just open up one of these. All right, beautiful. So yeah, the whole goal is going to be $300 to get to 10 and then maybe 600 for 25 if we get to there. But we'll have to first defeat 5 and then defeat 10. Also, the other thing is too, we've accumulated some points. So we're just over 3,000 points towards the 6,000 we need to keep the fish happy. But I don't think we're not going to actually make it, I don't think. And we'll probably get 10% of what we get. It'll probably be like $4 or $5, I think, on top of what we have. So it's better than nothing. And then I think then it's going to be 1,500 points to spin the fish. And then hopefully, because they know that we've accumulated between 4,000 or 5,000, we will hopefully get more than 20% cash back. Because 10% is quite low. And when you're watching all these other people play their challenges, they usually got 40 or 50% cash back. We're doing it with a measly 10%. So if this proves anything, it proves that the micros and GG Poker is beatable still. Because we are doing it, and we're doing it with minimum help. King 10 in the small blind, we'll be pretty careful here. All right, just going to check. I'm just going to shut down King 10. We'll probably play it this one. Although, no, not although. If we were drawing to a straight, like maybe if the 9 came out, it's not the worst. If the 9 comes out there, we've got some decent cards coming, but for a straight, and then it wouldn't. If you hit the straight there, it's going to be hard for your opponent to put you on straight. It's one of those times where you get as a sky straight, you might actually get stacks in. So they're the kind of spots you've got to keep an eye on, but they're much easier to call when you have a flush draw with a straight draw, or you have, 7-5 suited, and then the 6 of that suit comes out, and you have all of a sudden you have a straight draw coming out. All right, we're going for a queen. I got some showdown value, but I think we're going to lose here. King 10. This is another problem too. Maybe in our game, we've been chasing too much. Need to be faulty a bit. We're chasing cards that, he's taking a long time. The size of, you watch the size of his bet's going to be big, which means it's got a really good end. Or small bet. Okay, small bet. Maybe he's got like ace jack, ace queen. Maybe he's got one pairing. He's just trying to, he's got us beat, and he's just trying to thin value bet us. That's probably one thing we need to do as well, is just decide what kind of hand our opponent's got. Does he have a value hand? Does he have like a thin value hand or a nuttish type hand? All right, now we flip a straight. Hit the set on the turn. Oh, we do have position as well. 9-10 does come out though. Ace queen, don't think we're going to be playing that one. All right, I'm going to raise this one. 9-10, hopefully not. Hopefully it's got like ace jack maybe. The problem is if he raises here, he's got like a hand like jack 8 and he shoves all in. It's going to be a hard call. The reason why it's going to be a hard call is that we're going to be, set over set. We've got the lowest set on the board. All right, so him calling ace high was huge. All right, so this guy deserves the green. All right, so we've got 10-8. This is another scenario where you get the 7 of hearts, and all of a sudden we have open-ended now, but we had a lot of good cards coming on the turn, so you should always continue that one. All right, we'll bet this one. But we've got a gut shot. So if a 7 comes out, there's a straight out there, but we got the biggest straight. And he thinks that we might be chopping. We've done that before, where we had king, queen, and the queen was, the opponent had queen high. We had king, queen high. That's a really valuable spot to get stacks in as well. All right, set mining 8. Pulling the 6s here, because if you've got true bases, he won't actually get trapped. All right, 8's going to go again. It's a pretty dry board. Jack, if we're in front before, we're still in front now. And he might actually slow down, and we'll throw a bet in. All right, I'm going to call this one up with the 8. Like I said, he instant check. I think we got the best hand here. Well, he's got 10s. Favorites on the turn. All right. Well, we didn't own ourselves there, though. Question is, when do you bluff the river there? And the question is, the answer is probably somewhere between someone like the 17% VPIP, which is on the tightish side, and someone who's able to fold. The reason why I didn't see that ace king, there is 4 people in the pot. The more people in the pot, the less likely to see bet will work, and you're just going to be blowing money. All right, it's going to value bet this one a little bit higher, just because there's more people in the pot. So I thought someone might actually call. All right, got bottom pair to call this one. We'll get a bet the scare card. All right, gonna lose jack 4, I think. We bet the scare card. Unfortunately. All right, we did make a play there when the ace came out. All right, probably open up 9-8 suited. Problem is when you open up early position, you get 3-betted on, puts you in a tough spot. You're more likely to get 3-betted out of position rather than in position. So that's the difference between the button. But this time we're in position here. All right, so I got a gut shot 9-4. We've hit a pair with 9-8. We're going to bet this one. All right, beautiful. Might as well put some pressure on early, especially with a hand that's very vulnerable. All right, I'm going to call it a 9. Could have bet this one. He could have an ace, though. We could be in trouble. If you've got an ace, he's raising, but if you don't have everything else, he might call. I can't. If he raises, I'll fold. It's definitely a value bet. A lot of people just call with 2 pair or a set. All right, betting here with ace king. Looks like he's already got a pair, maybe. 10-8 is hit the 10. Hit the 8, sorry. All right, can check raise at 6-5. Kazi fish again. All right, check raise, we'll call. We'll let this one go. No, we won't let this go. We're going to overbet this one. An ace might call. There's a lot of straights. There's a straight on the board as well. Pretty sick if he goes bets bigger, shoves all in. That would put us in the spot, wouldn't it? Kazi fish again. All right, so I got 9s. I will check behind. Difference was the other sessions too have been slowing it down, especially from out of position. So I think we're a little bit too aggressive. All right, go about this one. It's a bit dry though. 10-3-2, but there is a flush draw. All right, so we've got a caller. All right, 7's a little bit too big there for us. Continue the big size. All right, I'm going to bet this one with everything we've got. All right, pocket 2's nice hand. You never know, he might get sticky with aces or maybe 2 pair of some sort. I think all his draws probably missed. We'll defend king 7. All right, second open ender. Open ender. And the only problem is when you check raise and stuff, you're going to lose a lot more bigger pots, but you do get stacks in a lot easier. All right, king jack's folding against the 3-bet as well. Just going to check behind here. It's a tricky board. We do have, if king comes out, we do have some nutty type hands coming out. All right, I think we can value this one a little bit. Bit of a value bet this one. Call with the 10. All right, 7's going to call. Unfortunately, didn't get. We're going to lose to an ace. Unfortunately, here we did have an open ender. Unfortunately, we just didn't get that hand. We could try and bluff the queen, but it's one of those hands where you're going to see like pocket 9s or something. Call. Neither have pockets. Not a strong pocket, but because there's not much on the board, it'll be easy for him to fold. I mean, easy for him to put us on a weak holding. And they seem to get a lot stickier than those type of boards, where a paired board. Yeah, also, guys, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And get me over 300 subs, that'll be nice. All right. $300 subs, $300 for 10 and L would be nice too. 10-5. don't think I've had enough. I don't think I've actually had a bad beat this 24 hours that we've played. And that'll get us into the daily flip and go. That's where we got the 15 C dollars last time. And we're sitting on the My Prize 40 cents at the moment and 20 cents. Just the 40 cents at the moment. Hopefully we can get to the cash and rush and get some C dollars on that one. Even if it's under $1, even if it's 10 cents, it's better than nothing. Just go check behind you. You can value bet the river here. He fold anyway. Ace. Probably should have bet the turn actually with the sixes. That's fine. We lost the minimum, I think, there. All right, let's look at some of the stats here. Broncos is quite loose. It's a bottom pair. I should talk about lose, but DZW fish on the bottom left. We could have the best handicap hand like King Jack. Fold, but we could have the best hand there. Very tight. Very cool. All right, so I got a gut shot. This is the type of board that we want. Although I'd rather have the diamonds as Jack 8 and draw it to a straight flush. And now if he's got like ace king or aces or kings, he's going to have some tough questions. All right, I'm going to bet this one. All right, ace king's going to open. All right, we'll call 8-6. Going to be with everyone in the hand. Unfortunately, he's making a play there. All right, so that was pretty tricky for our opponent. All right, so I got to raise him up. I mean, he's going to shove there probably the aces and kings. It's not because he's a great player. It means he's scared and doesn't want to be that strong, but he probably is a good play. All right, well, 4-8-7. It's going to be too expensive. I wanted to call, but we didn't know what the small blind was going to do, but he didn't actually 3-bet, so probably should have called anyway. All right, we've got 2 pair here. We got to value this one. He's a bit cheeky if he's got ace king. Pretty cheeky if we did that. And we'll raise with king queen against the fish. All right, king jack. It's still a decent hand. Maybe we raise too big there. Bit of a dangerous board too, though. Sevens. Hopefully. Now, king queen's whiffed. Will mean king jack's whiffed. King queen hit with trips. All right, we'll bet this one. We got a book. Hopefully he hasn't got ace 10. Hopefully he's got like ace king. Don't think we could fold. He's probably got a bigger book, but it's not big enough to fold here. Yeah, okay. He's got king 10. All right, got a cooler. I just don't think we could fold there. We probably shouldn't have raised. We can't ever raise there. Do you think ace king's ever raising, but might be too tight to fold? Got regular stats as well, though. Only 2 people in this table. I'm going to leave it. We'll go to the next table. Find our lucky people. We'll bet this 197. Okay, going for flush draw. Oh, wow. I don't think this is going to be the jackpot hand. Purely bluffing. Whew, lucky. If you had ace high, he was betting us into the river. All right, 9-7, can't crawl. It was a scary board, though, with 3 queens on the board. All right, check price gold. We'll defend 4-3. Maybe I'm defending too wide at the moment. Yeah, let's go. Need to start folding a bit more tighter in the blinds. Maybe the rake is up high, so we need to. It's all good and well to pull wider, but it was paying more rake, and plus you'll be out of position with the bow hand sometimes. Don't get paid off as much. I did have a gut shot. I'm gonna bet it. Get a free card next, hopefully. All right, I'll let go. Not sure what he's betting with there, but bet the flop and you hit the turn would be nice, but trying to build the pot up just in case you hit that miracle card. But at the same time, we're value betting ourselves. All right, gonna stop pulling wide. Just way too wide for the 2. Sometimes it works and then you just feel really silly otherwise. This guy's pretty fishy. Maybe. We don't really have enough information anymore. Small blinds, short stack. We'll just get out of the way. All right, we're going to have the best hand here. I'm going to value bet it. He could call with 10s. Unfortunately, folds. We could have had pocket pair and call. If he doesn't believe us, we've had a few people call us in certain spots. All right, 2-9's gone. I'll open up 10-8 suited. But we'll just have to pay attention to being 3-betted on. So if we're opening too wide and getting 3-bet, it's just when it's just going to put us in all these spots. It's all right when you're in position, though. It's a little bit better. All right, we've got trips. Flush draw. I'll bet this one. Hopefully, he hasn't got a book with queens. I'm going to bet again. Okay, we've got the jack. We'll bet this one. Queen jack's gone. I really want to like queen jack. Really want to like that hand. Want to get used to it. But it's a very tricky hand to play. Hit the queen, hit the jack. Always dominated. Always going to get a piece of the board, though, with straight potentials. But the margin of error is very small compared to other hands, obviously. You know, when you've got a set, which times you got to find it very easy, those hands. All right. 5-4 suited. Yeah, so still going to focus on just not calling so wide. Not calling so wide and defending the blinds. I mean, we did it yesterday, and the problem was every time we folded, the hand come out, and every time we called, we missed. It was one of those painful sessions. All right, ace four suited. And we get a caller. Sometimes get one or two callers, sometimes squeezing the blinds. Oh, we've got a bet this one. We've got a flush draw and 5 comes out. We've got the straight. We get an overcard as well, which comes out, but you're just unsure about the overcard being such a weak kicker that we've got. You just don't know. That's one of those ones. If you just hit the ace, you're probably playing for a small stack. You don't want to play for stacks. You want to play for just a marginal value hand. But at the same time, when you're betting to get your ace high nut flush, you want a big pot. So put you in two minds. We'll call Queen Jack. Probably going to be a check fold. He's never folding if he's an ace. So we'll get out of there. A7's gone. Oh man, what am I doing? That's a perfect. That's the perfect flop I was saying. All right, flush draw with the 9, and just remember too, when they 3-bet you, it means that you got to be chasing draws for a lot, like the pocket's a lot bigger. So you'll be calling bigger turn bets, bigger river bets to get, or bigger flops, bigger turn bets to make you equity. And sometimes you get your equity shut out, so you'll be denied equity, and you won't be able to see the future cards that can potentially have your flushes and straights. And that's one of the reasons why I don't play out of position, because when you're in position, you get free cards. I'm going to fold 5s here. We just didn't know what Fish was doing. We didn't close the action down. It was quite a big bet as well. A little bit different when you're going for a set mine. If you just hit the set, which is usually a 1 in 7 chance, I think it is from memory. Might be 1 in 11, but I think it's pretty sure it's 1 in 7. But on the safe side, before we go 1 in 10, but and pocket 8 is missed here. Do have a gut shot comes out, but still 9 comes in. You know, the king plays that is easy fold. So we're pretty much drawing dead essentially. We're just gonna, any card you could think of that hits is just not really great for us. Even if we had an 8, if they've got a 9, they've got the straight. And with 2 people in the hand, you're gonna be smashed either way. All right, 5's all cool. I don't remember his name. I'm going to call it, it's pretty small. All right, now we have a gut shot. Being small enough. All right, got to bet the river because he's bet small. All right, king 8 suited. No clubs, it's a bit of a shame. All right, he's called. King 8's gone. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have bet the 5s. Because if he's whiffed, we've still got the best hand. So that was a bit silly. So if we got showdown value hand, don't need to bluff. Just burning money because you got to win the hand anyway. So that was misplayed. Ace 2 is probably going to fold. Couple of interesting people on this table. Can't really pay too much attention to stats at this stage because there's only so many hands they've played. If you follow the stats too much, you'll end up making the wrong calls. Okay, you need to lean more on hand reading and pretty much played tight unless, they're shown otherwise. All right, so we've got a flush draw. It's into us. Usually means he's got a soft holding, but we probably can't defend it. And he's got his beat regardless. All right, so we'll bet with ace-4, try to build the pot up. So huge potential here. It's the case of I'm going to bet again. If he's got an ace, he's going to call and hopefully hit our magic card. There's also a 5. And if 5 comes out, we get a straight. But we could also have the best hand with the ace as well. He might have actually called with pocket kings or pocket queens on the turn. That wasn't the worst play. Let's have a look how much we got behind. So 203. Slightly better start than yesterday, but it's not great. That's all right. We'll try and like I said, try not to call too much. Fold the king jack out of position. And this one's a short stack again. Eventually we'll get out. We actually play back at him. I feel like we're going to start. We'll have to decide which hand we're going to shove on him. And all right, I'm going to bet the 4. He could be chasing a flush and straight. So we could be value betting the 4. Or the, flush, what I said. So I actually got thin value on the turn. Also trying to defend our hand. All right, ace queen folding there. If they're suited, more likely to call. Ace queen offsuit maybe could fall out. All right, so we got kings. Already 19 hands. Could be looking to wait a sec. Pre-flop. I've got to stop raising that spot. All right, so I broke a rule. Small blind. Got to stop doing that because that's where we're leaking money. Especially the small blind. All right, let's save that. Ace queen. All right, so you got top pair with king 5. There's a lot of flushes out there. A lot of straights coming through though. So we played a bit aggressive. All right, ace queen's gone. Check behind with king 4. Probably should have bet the queen actually. Think they haven't got anything. If someone's got the 2, they might call. I'm going to fold ace 8. They're betting quite big. Good ace 10, go open up that one. All right, we'll fold ace 6. It's currently 6:30. Open up queen jack. All right, got jack 10 suited. We will call jack 10 suited and close our eyes. Check's here. Hits in the river. Could have bluffed from the river, maybe. Yeah, we're calling to me a 3-bet still. Frustrated. Oh. So the question is, do we want to move forward or do we want to call 3-bets and lose? Just a silly habit that we've got ourselves into. So we'll be trying to stop all this stuff. Nine's gone. Heads up again. It must be. This is a really bad time to play, I think. 170. All right, 7-2. Oh, he folded. I'll raise with king 8. The small stack of the fold. All right. Changing seats. All right, looks like they found something. I had a flush draw, but he's got an ace. No, he doesn't have an ace. He's got an 8. All right, we'll put in purple. Means they call a little bit wider. All right, 2-9. Easy fold. Just one time. Yeah, just 3 hours last session was just a little bit too long, especially on a Thursday night leading up to the weekend. It's not very smart. There's a few things wrong about it. So you go to bed too late, and then the next day when you should be playing more. All right, so we've got a 5. All right, it's going to call jacks. Could it be good here for 7-5? All right, 9s. All right, jacks. I don't think we're folding here. If he shoves, we're probably folding. We've got no choice but to fold. Yeah, no choice but to fold jacks there. Unless they've both got ace-king, then we spill. They're going to have aces and kings at this stage. Or maybe one here has got queens that he might fold. You think he'd already called by now, which means he's probably got queens. All right, so we've got 8s now. I would set. Yeah, he must have had queens. No, he would have hit the 7 anyway. Because I think kings may be cool, but I think the shover has aces. All right, we're going to bet this one. Hopefully he calls has got an ace. And if he's got an ace, it means he doesn't have a flush draw. So if a flush comes out, it's less likely he's going to flush. All right, let's continue betting this one. Thought maybe he'd call it ace-king there. All right, we'll bet at 7-5. We do have a straight draw as well as a flush draw. Pretty disguised. If 4 I think it was a 4 comes out, get a straight. All right, ace-queen, just get a call. Gonna stop my 3-betting recklessly against the button in the small blind. It might be useful at the higher stakes, but at this moment, it's costing us. All right, I'm going to call with ace-queen. We're going to float. Going to gut shot backdoor flush with ace-jack suited. Doesn't really help us, the hand. Does he have ace-queen? I think I could have... Just going to check this one. It's got 7s. I should have bet there. Maybe he folds ace-queen. But it's actually good that we recognize that he might have ace-queen there. That's the first step, and then we can actually try and bluff him off the hand if or whoever's got ace-queen in that spot. We can try and get him off that hand. He's got to identify it early, though. I get the free card with queen 2. Unfortunate. All right, ace queen, we'll get a squeeze. We're called king queen. Just be aware that it could have ace king. So if it ever hit the king. All right, we'll bet this one. Got 2 pair. Now he's got ace king in his range. And he could have had ace spade, so we've got a bet big there. At least 80% pot we're betting. Because there's going to be a lot of hands that call there. All right, as discussed, we have a squeeze with ace king. I'm going to call with ace queen. Get the jack would be nice. We get the straight. Get them the free cards. All right, queen jack spawn. Let's continue like we've got aces. And I'll let go with ace king now. Oh, it's coming down the river. And the Tony bets a 3rd pot, pretty much. Maybe it's a call. So our turn play has to improve. Our chasing ability has to improve. And so 1 and 3 would probably call. Especially with 2 overs. All right, ace king. I'll call the queen 3. So we got 5s, ace jack. All right, gut shot with ace king. Now we just bet on the river. Best ace jack. Got a flush draw, but now there's a danger of a book for boat. Just going to jam here. You could have a flush. We do have a set though. You could have 2 pair. Please pair the board. Oh, perfect. We got it. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. Boom. Hey, didn't cash out on. All right, queen 3 is gone. A little bit lucky with that hand. All right, in position, we'll call 7-6. Backdoor flush. Okay, 9 comes out. 5 comes out. So we've got a double gutter. All right, we'll get a call. Not the card that we wanted. We've missed. Can we get him off the hand though? Doesn't look like it. He's bet quite big. If we bet small, maybe we can attack. Usually people bet really small when they got a marginal hand. They think their hand's good, but they're scared. And check behind. All right, we'll fold ace 2 from the blind. All right, I'm glad we folded ace 2. All right, we'll shut this table down. All right, bring this one open again. All right, so we've got jacks. We can 3-bet this one. Put some pressure on his ace highs, hopefully. It folds. Makes the decision quite easy. How much we got behind us? 25. So still 22.25 pretty much. So we're down about $3, I think. All right, so hit bottom pair. Probably folding king 5 here. Yeah, I couldn't call. All right, got king 10, got position. You check the hole. Putting in. What else? No, I'll win this one. Nice. Easy fold. People fold. All right, king 9 betting. All right, simple fold. Even though we could probably 4-bet. I didn't click it fast enough. But possibly do a full bet. All right, so got ace queen. All right, so win that pot. All right, 10-8 suited. Well, I got ace 4 suited as well. Oh, what was flat? Seems to be working for us. So we flat. Costs a lot cheaper to miss and fold. We can bet. Everyone's checked to us, so maybe they've missed. All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to raise here with jacks, though. We do have a hand. Not a marginal hand. It's a powerful pre-flop hand. So a big difference between 10-8 and pocket jacks. All right, needs a lot of help. All right, I'm going to bet this one. I think the 3-better. We can still be up from too easily. So it's just a 5 at the end of the day. We'll bet again, put some pressure on. Beautiful. Queen 6, didn't 3-bet. So we're going to see bet this one. Hits our range, is going to fold out too much. We was caught behind with ace jack. We could squeeze that one. We decided not to. Got top pair. Multi-way pot. We want to go to the river. That's a crazy card for us. If someone's got an 8 there, they probably want to bet. But we want to get to the river cheap. All right, we'll call a small bet here. All right, we'll value bet this way, my king. There you go. Sometimes they don't always win. People think they always got an 8. And 3 bets here, only one hand, kind of cool. All right, so however, not flush. We'll call the queens. Unfortunately, folds, but we throw a bet in. This is one of those ones where if he's got pocket jacks and pocket 10s, he's got a set. And if he's got aces or kings to beat, we actually really don't beat anything now. Ace king. God. I'm glad he showed though. All right. We folded queens. Open ender. Still an open ender. Somewhat a gut shot if you. All right, got straight. He checks. Check 5. unfortunate. What do you reckon? Do you think we should have just called the shove? Do you reckon folding there's fine? Is it too weak? That's definitely a spot where I'd like to have someone tell me what they think. But I think it's a spot where we definitely just looks like that we don't beat much apart from another bluff, obviously. We're still burnt from the Tornado King Jack in that spot. All right, 5-3. We do have a gut shot and we do have a flush draw. Just checking behind, because last time we bet there, we got blown off the hand, if you remember. I got to raise it. And he calls. Perfect. Let's call with sevens. I'm going to fold sevens. Really wanted to see a seven, didn't I? Plenty of money to be had there. Oh, we'll through it. Ace queen, ace nine. But now it's our turn to get aces, watching all fold. I was joking, but they actually could all fold. It's so annoying. Okay. Ace jack offsuit. We'll open this one. So that top pair, a little better. Let's see, 3-betting frequency. Played aggressive. Had a call. Probably should have 4-bet, actually. Yeah, I should have 4-bet. Should have 4-bet. That was a bit silly. Should have 4-betted there. And he probably would have folded. But as soon as we call, and it's a low board, it's going to hit his range a lot. And then we're just going to have 2 overcards and then be in no man's land out of position. So it's either going to be a 4-bet or a fold there. Especially against that opponent, because his 3-betting range was like quite high. He's at ATS. So notice we folded ace 10 there. That was the adjustment. All right, do we bet king jack or the little blacker? Queen 5's going nowhere. It's gone. 7-6 would have been an opening. Double gutter with an 8 or a 4. The fish is in the hand. All right, easy fold. Probably could leave this table. Yesterday, it was just the one table that was destroying us pretty much. All right, so got a flush draw, gut shot, sorry, with king 10. Oh, no, I got top pair. Lost the plot. There was a flush draw out there, though. Ended up being a gut shot in the end. All right, jack 10 folding. Defendo's 5. Probably could have followed that one as well. All these little calls do add up. We have to play fit and fold on the flop. So yeah, we really need to fold in the big blind. Big raising's fine as well, but pretty much similar spot. So when you're in the cutoff against the button, you either raise or fold. Ace 10. He's reconnecting. It's really annoying. Really annoying. Hopefully he just folds. Nice. They fold everything else. Got two pair, but you could have two pair as well. Just got to call king queen with a fish. King's 10-7. We are not cashing out. All right, nice hand for 8-7. We got a bit lucky. If you over pairs, we're pretty much drawing dead. All right, one for the king queen. Got two pair, flush draws, straight draws. If you've got any connection to this board, he's not following. We know it can be calling quite wide here as well. This is where we want a jack or an 8. Pretty much a 9 or an ace. We just lost this one. The run out just went terrible. All right, so we go straight, but can't afford another spade. Right, so okay. Ace 9, the big blind. Ooh, aces in the small blind. Second one. All right, we took that one down. Called behind his ace 2. Checking ace 9. Probably he's going to give up ace 9. It's a danger card, actually. I'm going to bet it. All right, I'm going to call this 3-way, and everyone's deep stacked with ace 2 suited. All right, so I've got top pair. Not a great scenario if someone's got ace jack, though. We are against the fish, though, but now the fish might actually hit hard. All right, now I've got 2 pair. Have to bet this because it's going to call with any ace. Only ace jack really beats us here. Oh, took too long there. I should have 3-bet with the queens. Queen jack's folding in the small blind. I took too long. I don't know why. This is what happens. I played a bit too much yesterday, so I'm a little bit tired today. So that's why I'm a bit delayed. We're still playing less tables, not the 6 tables. Get behind. It's going to give this one up, I think. Or did he use position, actually? All right, perfect. If a queen come out, we have to straight. Jack 10's folding. All right, so just trying to practice a bit of discipline here. Try not to 3-bet too wide. Ten six is gone. Yeah, 7-6 is gone as well. Getting rid of all. All right, so we've got a flush draw. Only ace 8. That was one of those hands where you get the ace. We do beat kings and queens. That was a spot we were practicing before and it was working okay. But you bet maybe he's got 4s. Very thin. Scare card for the ace. I'll let go. All right, so you got two pair, top two. Always sounds nice when you say top two. All right, now there's a flush draw. Have you got aces or kings? Doesn't look scary for us. It's a bit small. He's calling. Not sure what he's got. Maybe he's got one pen. Looks like a fold. Surely he's not shoving. All right, hit the straight with a flush draw. This is a monster hand. They are on the bottom of the straight, so we want the flush to come out. Ooh, he ends up calling. Yeah, like I said, one pair. All right. We're going to jam this one because we do have a straight and we're drawing to a flush. Wow. It happens, but we want the flush. Put the flush out. We want the diamond. Give me a diamond. Diamond, please. Yeah, unfortunate. Monster draw. 8 of diamonds would have gave us a straight flush as well. Anyway, it helps us for the chip stack. It's one of those hands, isn't it? He had the monster. You're up against this. You're up against a set or two pair, you're actually in good shape. That's the only one hand that crushes us, and that's the one he had. The only other one, which I highly regret. Gosh. Get him behind. I got the K. All right, so we've got a straight draw. Oh, we got the straight. We got a better. We had a 7, he's got to be a straight. Maybe a spot we should 3-bet before. So there's a bit of distraction in the background. Oh, we'll call behind. I will bet fours. Need a bit of help defending that hand. And you know my stance. If they call and we hit a 4 on the turn, we'll be making bank. Could call behind the 3s here. Hopefully hit the 3 on the flop, but we didn't. We missed. Being so small, like he wants to lose the hand. I think we can almost fold this one. King 3. I'm going to bet because a 4 of spades comes out. Got an open-ended flush draw. Didn't get there. Let's check behind the kings. If I actually bluffed, it might actually work. If I was actually thinking of a bluff. All right, king high is no good. We'll bet kings here. The queen's out there. You might call the queen. Obviously, could call with the jack, or a flush. If I thought of other hands, he might actually call. 8-7. All right, so I got ace king in the small blind. That is a decent hand to play in the small blind. All right, it's going to call behind with 8-7. All right, we've got a gut shot, but the flush is already out. Ace-9, I really wanted to 3-bet. Ace-king, this is a strong hand, so we can 3-bet. Unfortunately, the 6 didn't come out. Could have been disguised as well. And yeah, any bet's quite big as well. So every check there, check 12. But you never know, he might have a flush already. Or he might have the 3, which is even better, because that's a straight. So we could have easily got a straight over straight, which means that we could have been getting the stacks in quite easily there. I'll call behind the nines. Continuing to fold from the small blinds, which is a good sign for us. If we keep doing that, we'll be fine. All right, get the C bet with nines. Need to try and defend the hand as much as we can. All right, perfect. All right, ace nine. All right, top pair. He's got a 7% of hands. All right, he's very passive. All right, got aces. Got aces twice now. Someone raise. All right, top set. We're going to bet it. Definitely beating aces here. You start top set, you fold. All right, can just center queen. All right, got top two here, 10-9. What's his bet sizing? It's half. Flush draws out there. It's terrible. So he bet the king, hopefully. All right, calls. Nice. All right, so that's good. The aces hand far out. The only hand we really beat there was kings. All right, ace queen. All right, so we got top pair. What we'll call it. Still a top pair. This guy doesn't fold enough. They have the best hand, hopefully. Nice. And ace queen need to bet it again. There's a lot of dangers. Oh, it goes all in. I guess we've got to find a fold. It's one of those chase times where, you know, you call and he's chasing. Or he's already shoves and he's already made the hand. Calling twos, A, for the fact that there was dead money in the pot already. As you fold, this guy wants to go broke. Looks like the C dollars have reset now. Have a quick look. Oh, it doesn't say. It's got to fold 9-8. Round 5 is gone. Q10. Been opening up 5-10 a little bit as well. But like I said, we're really tightening up a bit because it's not working for us. That's why I'm going back to 2-0, even though if we do, we could probably still work our way up. But at this stage, want to play it safe. All right, going to fold. It's big pot size bet. I open up Jack 9 in the button. All right, so we've got 6s. Weirdly, well, so we have a flush draw. We're going to bet this one have the flush draws. So do have a 7. I'm going to fold. Too many straight cards coming out. That was definitely one. Look, even a queen just beats us. Okay, 3 bets. All right, we're going to play this one. Be a little bit wider because a big blind might be getting out of hand. Got a gut shot. The king, queen. I don't think he's going to put us the king here. Just that's it. All right, queen, jack. Reconnecting, annoying. All right, so that top pair. Value bet the king. Yeah. It's going to fold it. So bet. Is it good enough? No. We didn't throw betting. We're against aces. Really small pot for aces. All right, so we've got queens. We'll flat queens, but in position. Not sure what he's got here. I don't want to see the ace. No, I'm going to call, but I'm not going to like it anyway. God, it hurts. That close. That close one. I should fold that one. He's actually a good player. That's a value bet of a winning player. Yeah, it's frustrating. All right, so we've got the king of clubs. That's 6 as well. Mate, the flush. Calls. Nice. Finally hit end. All right, so we got 2 overcards with the ace king. Could still very well have the best hand. Yeah. That means if I called that one, I probably should have called the other one or fold that one. So it was the other way around, probably. I think I just screamed black here straight. So we've got fours. Do a bet this one. We do have positions to get momentum in the hand. You could very well have ace queen. At least we're winning on one table. Call. Oh, we missed. I've just called because that's quite deep. And it's an easy hand to play if we hit set. All right, we'll 3-bet ace jack. In position with 8-6. Gut shot. And we just miss everything. Makes you sick, doesn't it? Need to bet this one, king queen. Shit behind here. Probably gets a snap off a bet. We should have value bet the river. Lucky the flush didn't come out. King queen against the jack. All right, ace queen. It's the bad player under the gun. We'll call. All right, so we've got top pair. Spades. We'll bet this one. Try and win a small pot from him. Didn't but to invite that time. I do, and I'll chat in the podcast. All right, queen 7 suited. I will call. Down by I think forever. Once someone there crashes something, they will have. Out. Or out. Probably should have followed pre-flop anyway. Pretty wide, 6-4. Again. Okay, what was the size of the 3-bet? Probably should have called. Small 3-bet, we should call. Small 3-bet call, big 3-bet fold. So just really think about processing those hands. That was a terrible call. Queen Jack, terrible call, even though like we'd get a hard draw on the turn. That was probably an easy fold. I'm working hard to stop the habit. Pretty hard at the moment. It's just something that's creeped up in the last week. And what's worse is you get lucky with it and it becomes part of your play all the time. It's good when you're hitting cards, but bad when your card dead. All right, so we're currently fighting a downturn now. After jumping up the stakes pretty quick, or the jumping the bankroll up pretty quick, now we're fighting to stay above 200. All right, got position. We'll defend Queen Jack's earlier. All right, gut shot, MMA. All right, call, but wanted to see a 9. I guess we're betting. No, I don't want to bet. Got trips. I think we got out of jail with this one. We'll bet this one. Got trips. Jack might call. Straight. I got a flush draw. What was the upper hand that we win? Oh, Queen Jack. Top pair. Nice. All right, so I got a flush draw, but failed. Okay, caught with 10. Oh, he's all around it. He had an open ender with a flush draw. Nice. And it was good that he called, even though he missed everything. Queen Jack won. I was surprised there. That's a good ace 9. Just trying to get to showdown. We'll bet this one. Hopefully just have King Queen. If you raise, you'll probably raise with King Queen. All right, King Jack he call. He calls. Nice. All right, so a decent value bet there. How many people are playing now? 172. I'll call with 7s. And 2. We'd call it 2. 15 is a little bit too big though. Yeah, cheap again. We're going to call it. When they're very cheap, we'll call the C bet. We'll bet this one. Nice. As soon as he slows down on a board like this, where think about the type of hands that you should be betting with to defend that hand. Open ender. Yeah, I got a straight. All right, got 2 pair, but scary. Hopefully someone bets there. All right, raising. Everyone was happy with the hand, but we got it. With Jack A, he had a straight, but we had to be straight. The only other thing we could have done was bet bigger. The only other thing is bet bigger because it was a multi-way pot. And they both would have called. They would have called whatever you put down. Yeah. They could have probably thrown double that. Got some turn equity. Yeah, so it would have been a flush draw. But we can actually bet there. All right, so all of a sudden the tables have turned. This guy's deep stacked. We'll bet here because a lot of opponents will miss everything here and fold. So we've got a gut shot and we've got a flush draw. Missed everything here. Just following Queen 8. Just a shame. Straight draw was 7-5. So can you see it? Bet this one. Hopefully he doesn't have a flush. Just gonna go ahead and bet it though. All right, against the weak player's call, don't want to 3-bet him off the hand. And they keep him in the hand. Get a gut shot with King Queen. I think she checks my hand. I didn't want to see another bet. All right, King 10. Want to see a gut shot? Oh, want to see a jack? Double gutter. We can probably bet this one. Scare card, and we've missed. Yeah. Not sure what he's got. Some people are capable of bluffing, maybe there. All right. Kings. All right, base king suited. All right. Yeah, you're going to bay a bet this one. Pretty much king high, ace queen. We can value bet there. Obviously, we're still over cards we're drawing to. As to his folding, ace 4, we're going to call. Probably an easy fold with ace 4. Do have ace high. I don't know if it's good enough though. Very weird. He didn't bet there on the flop. We don't really beat anything there though. All right, open up king 10. New player. All right, 2 pair, get a better. All right, we'll throw a bet, king queen. Hopefully, now we've got 2 pair, plus we've got a flush draw. King queen's folding. He's got a set of 3s. That's very unlucky. We got counterfeit here, I think. If he's got king jack, if he's got king 9, I think it's a chop. No, it's not a chop. We're still up top 2 anyway. All right, cool. Yeah, that was a pretty dangerous board, but we played it right. All right, tight fold, queen jack. All right, pocket 9s. All right, good fold. Yeah, jack 8's gone. And 5 is gone. All right, so we got to go over tens. Okay, ace queen. We'll three bet if we need to. All right, so we'll open. If we get three better, we'll move flat. 5-3's gone. Pocket ace is the small blind. Is the case of we four bet and everyone folds, maybe? All right, snap. Perfect. He wants my poker hero Phil Hadley, and he says wants no 5 please or I cry. I was ready to cry. All right, queen 5's gone, even though we could hit trips possibly. Just don't know. There is a flush draw though, or a flush was already out there. All right, so 10s. 2s are coming. I'll bet, and hopefully 10s win. Check behind. It's going to have queens, jacks here for a bit of time and a weak king. Or a 5, a 5-4. Oh, God. Pretty light player, me. All right, so the adjustments are feeling better. Just remember, as we get tighter and tighter, which we already are pretty tired, tighter you become, the more your leaks show. So there's certain hands. There's certain hands in your certain, I want to say, certain skills that never drop off because you've already mastered it. But there's other ones where no will drop off because you've only just learnt these skills. Now we will bet. We've got a flush draw and a gut shot. If he doesn't have a king, we might find it hard to call. We'll bet this one, hopefully win. With ace 8. Just a monotone board. Always probably losing there if he calls, so. Alright, let's call 1 for ace 3 suited. Try and keep the board a little bit low. We'll call for the 5. Hopefully the short stack doesn't shove. Why did he shove? Sometimes people do that with aces. And it's so great when it works, but when people just flat the whole way around, you're playing like 6-way against the aces. It's just whatever board comes out, you're just not going to feel safe. Unless you got quad aces. We'll bet. We'll full bet kings there. Gonna call a small 3-bet. We are in a position, you could probably argue to fold there as well. Depends what Captain Fold does. Captain Fold's got 45% of hands though he plays. See. That's the reason why you fold. So I was just burning money there. It's going to fold out the way. It's a big flop already. The way they're playing it, they got like they got like jacks, maybe jacks and queens, or king, jack, ace, queen. Okay, far off. Oh, wow, jack wins the first one. Wins both. All right, king, jack's folding. It's going to fold king, jack offsuit under the gun. Also, your ace suited hands, offsuit hands. Especially as that ace 10, we probably should just fold. 2 or 3 bet, that is. We'll call it flat though. All right, so we've got a gut shot. All right, got 2 pair. All right, calls. Perfect. All right, so we're getting hands at least. I'm going to raise with 8s. We are deep here. All right, 7s will take advantage. Same thing again with the 8s. Although the 8s have got a better board. Same result. Nice. 7s win a little bit more than the 8s though. But we'll take both. All right, 8-2's gone. It's 172 still playing. 172,000 playing still. The more people playing, typically the more fish play. But at the moment, things have picked up for us. I mean, it's starting to feel a bit flat just from just not playing well. But now at least the tables have turned a little bit. So just to constantly got to remind yourself to just keep plugging away at your leaks. But as long as we don't get 3-betted too much, we can get away with this. But, 10 big blinds. That's actually really big for us. And we'll fold a6. All right, so it's good news, bad news with the ace suited hand just then, that we opened up too wide in the early position, but we had the discipline to fold to a 3-bet. Which it just depends though on the size. So you get 3-bet too much. Yes, let's go with 4-bet. Because people always say people 4-bet only with aces or kings. There you go. Oh, what a flop if he caught that. And then it would have been really sick if he had pocket aces. It would have been a nice hand if he had ace king. All right, small 3-bet, cool. So with pockets, we're going to call with small 3-bets. Yeah, I got a gut shot, so we might as well. More flat with ace 2, it's quite low. I do fold 3s. Great if we come out though. I got a bet here. There's a lot of flush draws, some straight draws as well. Don't want to get outdrawn on because we slow played. All right, king 10 we can float against the kicker. Don't have that many hands on him. Oh, okay, someone's already attacking him. Yes, capped forward. I'm going to say no this time. Turning jack 10. You find a better spot. We'll 3-bet ace jack. We'll call 8-6 suited. All right, so we've got middle pair and we're going to bet it. All right, position looks nice. 2 pair on the turn. We would have bet again. And then I probably would have bet just on the river if they were chasing the flush. We'll open up King 10, but I'm not happy about it. I am now. We'll call heads up. This guy's pretty deep as well. Not the flop that we wanted. He just got ace king, we win with 4-3. It is quite nice when that happens, but ace 10, little bit on the weaker side for us. He's going to pull, okay. Like I said, he's going to play a lot of fit and fold poker on that. It's a short stack. As soon as you bet, he's going to be like pop committed. Check 2's gone. So we got queen 10 will open. Perfect. Check 2's very good. Yeah, it is good now, but just don't know how good. We'll defend. So got a pair here. Need a bit of help if it's got pocket pairs. We'll defend it now. We're happy with that. Pocket 2's oof, flat. Bit small, I think we can call. It's a little bit big though. He shows the king, which means less likely that the other promoter for king. I think there was 2 queens on the board. Yeah, 2 queens on the board, that's right. All right, pocket kings, here we go. We'll 4-bet ace 2. Now we got kings. Build bluff now with ace 2. And 4's will call. Go for 4-4. See bet small, please. 5 big blinds. So we can hit the 4 on the turn. I can default to 4s. Ooh, very close. We're in a 5 all around it. Bit of a dry board for ace queen. Hopefully get a lot of folds here. The big blinds there though as well. All right, get a call. We're deep stacked. All right, it's going to jam here, I think. Oh, actually, the 4-bet. All right, 10-7. Ace queen's just lost here, I think. Hopefully just tell it folds. All right, got a flush. Just folding ace queen. Ace king I could call. I'm going to call this one. Interesting one now. Unfortunately, didn't hit the queen. Suarez and Laura just entirely gone. He was going to make things hard for us. Going to raise this up with ace king. Small bet like this, consider it a check pretty much, unless they're inducing. Continue betting quite big here. I'm not sure if he's got aces, he's trapping here. You could have king queen. We don't beat anything here. It gets us in the river, I think. Ace king. Wow. Okay, we got him scared anyway. All right, we just will over that board. All right, so we've got sixes in position. I'm not sure he's thinking about it. Do you have aces? Yeah, call with ace jack. Is he going to call with ace king? No, we'll throw back kings. Very small for threes, but I'm going to fold. All right, calls with ace queen, beautiful. Just the perfect size, wasn't it? All right, so there's the kings. Everyone folds, unfortunately. All right, ace-two's gone. Just want to get it out of there. Don't want to do anything stupid with the weak holding. We'll open up 10-5, but it's not great. There you go. All right, pocket nines. We'll open nines. Everyone's quite tight at the moment. We'll raise with ace jack. We've got position. We'll call. Got a gut shot. Plus we got a backdoor flush. Not going anywhere now. Did you really go ace 10? They like go. It's a tough laydown. Who is value betting queen even? Although a flush wasn't out of the question. So really checks there on the turn. Oh, that doesn't have anything. Well, they've already got the made hand, so not defending it. So when they're betting out big on the river, it could be trappy. It could be air as well. Very polarized. All right, so got an open ender with 10-6. We should check here. Don't want to get raised off this hand. All right, got to check raise this one. Got a lot of nasty rivers. We'll step off the river bet. To show. Yeah, I don't think we could have value bet there. I don't think we could have dog bet. Good ace 8 suited. All right, 7-5 suited. All right, could I open up 9-6 as well? All right, 9-6 is gone. Well, though we could probably see bet that, but against the short stack, it's not going to work as often. Oh, 3 for 3. All right, Mr. 3. We'll call 1. All right, so little theory works. Been a bit big here because there's a lot of flush draws and straight draws. I like you. There's you. I you will have anything. Got pocket series. 2 series. So we're getting gut shot with 2s. A bit better, actually. You're going to have over cards. He's actually a really good card for 2s. We're going to bet again. Now we've just popped it. Just going to jam it. Perfect. He's got the straight. That's a massive hand. All right, no, it's going to fold. Too much going on there. Too many straight draws and flush draws. 7's to call. Probably just give check fold 7s here, unless he bets really small. Bets big. Where does that go? 3-2. Just not going to defend with trash. All right, Queen 9's gone. There's flat ace 10. Keep his trashy club hands in. All right, we'll check behind. I'm going to bet this one is slowed down. Never know, he could be trappy here. We got ace high, but we beat king with it. Could have 5s as well. All right. Very annoying. All right, ace queen. I'm going to bet this one, but backdoor flush, and we've got a straight draw. And we had 2 overcards as well, which would have helped. All right, we're going to bet this one. Hits our range. So this goes over the top. We can just probably forget how it is. We need runner flush. All right, so I'm going to leave this table now. Okay. And waiting for the table to load up. Also, we should have the reward points. 3,500 already. So at this rate, we should be able to get 6,000, I think. It's still the 10th. All right, could I call with 2s? All right, nice. Don't think 2s have held it up, but I think if I go check, we should be good against these ace missed cards. Yeah, perfect. So we're happy with little baby pairs to win any type of money. Let's leave this table. Fine, get out of that one. Let's wait for a little bit for it to reset. See that we've moved up a little bit, heading towards back to where we were, and then some, hopefully. Starting out the next table. All right, so we've got ace two. Open this one. So opening up ace two. 4-2, we've got a backdoor flush. Did 3-bet, so we can bet this one. Got a few barrel cards we go. That was definitely a good run out, though. All right, so she 3 attacks a lot. We're going to 4-bet this one. All right, ace jack gone. Success for ace two. If he calls, we're probably just jamming a flush, hopefully. Gets pretty tricky playing those hands out of position, but when you got a flush draw, you're probably just playing to gamble pretty much. I will call. Got 2 overcards, so we can probably call a C-bet. He checks here. Calling the river, I guess. Don't think he's going to have a 3. Could have a flush. Or he could have nothing. All right, we got him. That's what happens when you overbluff. You get caught eventually. That's why you never get too upset if someone bluffs you, because eventually, if you play solid enough, you will get them back. All right, we've got a book here. I'm going to raise it, actually. If he's got king, queen, king, jack, queen, we have a lot, we'll lose to a lot there. But if he's got a sticky trips or if he's got a sticky straight, we should win that. And was there? No, there was no flush. So it means it's less likely they get a call. All right, got 3-bet with his king. Okay, we've got to raise with king, queen. And we'll open king going offsuit. I've got to fold his queen. Like from the small blind. I mean, we turn ace king into a bluff in that spot. We do have the second nut flush. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to raise it, top 2. Please no spade. Gives the, I was going to say gives the king of spades, but we've already got that. That's not what we wanted. We're in trouble now. So just checking there to get shadow value. We could probably call a bet here. We just didn't want to get stacks in now that our hand could be beat. Just check my mind. He's got jack. So I didn't think he's going to call. And if we bet there, could face a jam. All right, it's gone. All right, so we've got queenies. All right, 8-7 suited. All fives as well. All flat. Back doors. And that's one of them. King Jack does beat us. We do have a straight. King does beat us though. So that's sevens. Yeah, I expect to see a king there. Wanted to other or send the other card come out. Not that one. More likely to have ace king. Pair and a flush draw. We'll jam. So queens. Aces. Wow, just an 8. Pretty sick. Yeah. All right. We will call it a session after that beat. All right. Got an open ender with king 10. Nice hand. We say good player. Be nice. Be their sport. Good fives. That's fine. I was thinking about bluffing, but no, it's fine. All right. So after all that, we're up $4. Or up $1, actually, essentially. So we're down a bit, but we got 3,500, 3,600 to get to 6,000. Now it's the weekend as well, so we should have 2 solid days, hopefully, of playing a bit more. That is the goal. See if we can get smash out. Try and get to about 5,000 tomorrow. And then hopefully the next 2 days after that, we should be able to knock it off the 6,000. So that's the goal anyway. Try and knock off the 6,000 points, but it's going to be hard. It's still a lot of poker to be played there. Anyway, guys. And hope you're enjoying the journey. Don't forget to comment and just, anything, we've definitely noticed some legs in our game lately with crypto back in. Constantly always have to keep working on a game at the moment. It's calling 3 bets. And just calling too wide, just chasing too much, just 1 or 2 bets, it's really killing us. It's killing your win rate. We managed to get back to a 29, but the only upside today was we turned $1, but we also got the points for the brunch room. And the other thing too was we've got to the flip and go. We should be able to get something out as well. Looks like we didn't actually survive. Looks like we didn't actually survive the other flip and go. So we didn't get the C dollars, unfortunately, even though we had 10 big blinds. But hopefully tomorrow is going to be a different time and a different day, and we'll get some C dollars. Plus, we'll hopefully tomorrow we get towards 250, and then we can also get $2 as well, and then we could push in 300 really quite easily. And so anything can happen. We just need to hold our nerve, keep protecting our legs, and just keep going forward. And also, I can't be really too hard on myself as well because I'm pretty tired, which means my weak part of the game's going to start showing as well. So this is probably some of the, today and yesterday's probably some videos I probably really need to watch because my weakness is going to be showing. And also the last thing was, don't worry about people bluffing you so much because when people bluff you, eventually they're going to get caught out if you play solid enough, and they're going to run into your strong range eventually, or someone else is going to get them. They're making losing calls and or losing plays, and eventually it's going to catch up with them. And just remember that don't you be the losing player in the end. It's about long term, not the short term. All right, thanks guys. Bye.